Well. If it isn't my Crow counterpart, Mr. Johnny G, the all-inspiring Crows legend, seventh
I don't like
spot. If it isn't Johnny G, how are you today, man? How you going?
I don't like this intro, man. Let's take 5.
Take 5. I'm really sorry, guys. Whoever was in the chat, I know you guys were waiting for us at 8:30, but yeah,
Chris' fault.
it's my fault. Yeah, my computer just shut down, so yeah, and I had a faulty plug-in, and it just would not bring power to my laptop, and here we are. But I figured it out. We're back, and hope you guys haven't left the chat. GT23, how you going? Don't let me. How you going? Johnny G, what a round it was. Round 1. Give us your first thoughts on round 1.
It's always unpredictable, man, and I think this was one of the most unpredictable rounds to date.
well, it was, and
can I get away with just saying it's unpredictable, man?
Well, if you look at our tipping, right? If you look at our tipping, now I'm going to go through the tips in a sec. You can tell that it was very unpredictable. There was some people got, one guy got 8, and then there was a few 6s, heaps of 5s. But I don't want to say what I got yet because I'm very disappointed in myself. But look, I think there was a lot of exciting footy on the weekend. From Thursday all the way through to Sunday. I reckon. So I reckon Saturday, Friday, and Thursday nights were the big games, and then Sunday was more mediocre, I guess, if you want to call it that. But what do you reckon?
It's amazing that we started the first game with a draw. That hasn't happened yet in AFL history.
Well, it has, but in VFL it has, not AFL.
Not AFL. So, yeah, no one could have predicted a draw straight up. There were some disappointing teams, some teams that surprised me this weekend. So I still don't think we have we can tell where all the teams are at yet, but some exciting football for sure.
So you're saying there's a bit of surprises. Like, what was the one thing that surprised you out of everything for you?
I think the Doggies were very disappointing. I think Geelong were disappointing, but if they might have a hangover. The Crows went missing in the second half was a surprise. Port were a big surprise, winning in the way they did. So, and Fremantle probably getting touched up by Saints was a surprise as well. Even though I tipped the Saints.
Well, we'll go through. We'll go through each game in more detail. But my big surprise was, definitely Port Adelaide. I had no hope that they were going to win, judging by their pre-season form, and to win in the fashion that they did, I was shocked. And also the Crows losing, I was shocked because they were up halftime and then let it go at the end. So
by 5 goals or something like that.
Yeah. So I was really shocked at that because I didn't watch the second half. So I was shell shocked. But look, we'll get to the tips first. But first, before we do it, we'll just Johnny G. This is what he really is, guys. This is what he really is.
What's coming up? I can't see it.
It's like Jim Carrey going, "Hello there."
Oh, really?
Jeez. Well, look, the tipping comp did start off this week, and I've got the ladder here, so we'll go through the ladder before we start the games. Front bums is Johnsy from our work. He got 8 out of 9. Now, they gave us a point for that draw, so everyone got the 1 point for that. But yeah, he got 8. You got Captain Benjamin, which is our big boss over where we work. He's on 7, and then you got a few. There's about 4 people on 7, and then you got the King of the North 6th, Fahad FC 6th, 8th, So he doesn't even follow footy, man. So I mean, where are we? We're not even close to the top 10, man. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
I got six. I got six, man. So I'm 11th, equal.
Oh, you got six.
Kelly.
Okay,
I
okay.
got six. Yeah.
So you're equal six. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, equal on six.
Well, let's
Yeah.
have a look. Let's have a look. So, oh, you're 11th. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, I can't even see my name anywhere. Oh, Jimmy T's 18th.
Where's
Um,
don't have me
GT,
in there?
yeah, GT23 is 15th. He got 5. So Jimbo got 5. The Jazzman's on 5. Um, and then
Don't have
yeah,
me.
Don't At Me got. He's on the other page with me. Where me and Don't At Me, we're like best mates now because we're on the same page. There we go. Don't At Me is actually last with on
3.
on 25th. He's on 3. I'm on the same points as Don't At Me at 3. So we're just And then KP's above us at on 4. So
Oh my
that rounds
God.
out that rounds out the footy tips for round 1. So yeah,
It's round one.
I've got a lot of work to do, man.
It's round one, guys.
It's
So
round 1. It's
yeah,
round 1. But yeah, there's a lot like that final day on Sunday. I got none right, none. So,
yeah.
but yeah, not a good start. Not a good start. But
Let's start.
it
But
is
saying
what
that,
it
shall we
is.
start off with the first game of that round?
Yeah. So it was the Tigers. Wait, before we go, we're gonna do the damn. Ready? Damn loves it. He loves it. But yes, first round, Richmond versus Carlton, 58 apiece at the end. What do you think of the game, man? Did you watch it?
Yes, it was a scrappy game. The ball skills weren't that great in that game, but it was exciting towards the end because of the score line. The big players in that game, Taranto, Hewitt, Rioli, Cripps, and Doherty played really well. Lynch kicked a few, so did Kerno. Look, I think Carlton were a better team in this game, but they lost it somehow, even though I tipped Richmond. I think Carlton, they're building, and they did really well against Richmond. And yeah, it was an exciting game in the end. 58 all, low scoring affair, but yeah, a draw. What can you say?
Yeah, I was surprised it was a draw. I thought, just that goal that Lynch scored at the end there. I was like, oh, because I was actually going for Carlton because I tipped him. But yeah, it was. Yeah, Carlton looked to move the ball really fast, but there
Yeah,
was a lot. It was a lot. It was a very scrappy game though. Like a lot of mistakes that you wouldn't usually see. A lot of out of bounds on the fools. It wasn't like it wasn't very clinical. It was very scrappy and very low scoring affair, as you can see. So
it was such an
um,
even match. Like they had Richmond had 349 disposals, and Carlton had 341 disposals, and pretty much the same effective disposals at 70%.
yeah, so
So
that's amazing. Yeah, so
it
no,
was
they were
so
pretty even, very even.
even that game. Yeah.
Very even. I mean, like, yeah, Dusty Martin looked dangerous once again in the middle. So did Cripps as well for Carlton. Then you had Silvani up forward. McKay was doing well.
Mm.
But yeah, just like there was a bit of like it felt like it lacked a bit of polish that game.
Yeah,
But
Cripps started slow, but he got into the game as the game went on.
yeah, but the definitely
Yeah.
positives. I think it was a fast game, but yeah, just as I said, it wasn't very polished like some of the other games were. So look, yeah, it was a good game. I think Carlton definitely proved that they can definitely go another level this year, and Richmond still look like they could probably go finals as
Mm.
well. So uh, we'll see what happens this week with them, but definitely
Just
interesting game.
just quickly, is Martin past it?
I don't think so. I think he's still got heaps to offer, man. Like he scored the first goal of the game, and I think that Yeah, he still finds the ball, but I mean, he didn't get like heaps of possessions. Like it wasn't like
Well,
third
he got
20.
23 in a goal.
Yeah, he scored the first goal, so he wasn't like influential like everywhere like he used to be.
Yeah, it seemed
But
like he's got more on the stats than he did in the game.
yeah,
Mm,
so yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think he's as good as he was in you know
his
that
prime.
that
Yeah,
2017, 2019 era.
yeah,
But he's still serviceable, man. And he was really like for me that really stood out for Richmond was Rioli coming off the halfback flank. I think that
yeah.
he was really good.
27 tackles.
Yeah, like
27 tackles.
he set the
Yeah.
tone. Like a lot of their scoring came from him. So he was
Is that
really good.
is that his new role down halfback?
It looks like it. It looks like
Mm,
it. So he plays it really well. So uh,
yeah.
yeah, great. But yeah, we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, I just think he was good, and Shea Bolton was it? Yeah, Shea Bolton was good as well.
Yeah, yeah.
For the Blues, oh, who was good for the Blues, man? There was a few good players. There was a few
I mean,
youngsters. There's a few
Stewart played
youngsters.
well. Doherty.
There's a few youngsters that played well too.
Wiedering down back had a good game, man, of 11 marks.
Yeah, he was good.
Um,
Good interceptor.
very strong down back.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. So
but
no, look, I think both those teams look like they've got a bright season ahead. So
yeah, 100%, man. No,
mm,
100%. And it was a good game, man. It was a well fought game, and yeah, just unlucky to finish a draw, I guess. So before we go, they were talking about the draw. They were talking about the draw and saying, oh, maybe we should play extra time. See, I'm a traditionalist, man. I like the draw. I think keep the draw. It is what it is. If you're not good enough to win, then you're good enough to only draw. Do you know what I mean? What's your take on that?
no, I believe the only time you need to do extra time is in the finals.
Yeah,
Um, the draw, you get 2 points. Simple as that. You halve the four and you get two each. And there's a level of excitement when it comes to the draw. You know what I mean? So no, I'm all
yeah,
for the draw, and I want to leave it as it is. So, but when it's finals times, do the extra time thing. That's fine. But yeah, during the season, just keep the draw.
yeah, 100%. That's what I reckon. I'll put a poll out there, guys. Do you like the draw? So I should have put a question mark there, but I didn't. But yeah, let us know in the poll there. Before we go to the next game, so Carl is in the chat. How are you, mate? Nice to have you there. And deconing in the ruck was good. Apparently, Donami reckons. So
Yeah. Well, he got 24 hitouts, 13 disposals. Not really a ruckman, but yeah, he did
yeah,
well, especially up against Nan Curvis, who's a good ruckman.
yeah, and yeah, he did well. And so Carl's talking about the NRL in the AFL chat. Just doesn't change. Hey, I'll ask you a quick. I'll go back to the draw, Johnny. So the draw. So if there was a grand final, would you play extra time or come back the next week and play again?
Extra time.
Yeah, 100%, hundred
Yeah.
percent. Yeah,
Can't replay a grand final. That was the biggest mistake in was it St Kilda and
yeah,
Collingwood back
Collingwood.
then,
Yeah,
was it?
it was, sure was. I think St Kilda should have won that. It was so
Yeah,
close,
yeah.
so
Big
close.
mistake. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So the next game was the game that you watched with KP. It
Yes, the watch alarm.
was it was the Geelong versus the Pies, and the Pies came back and
Yeah,
won
Geelong.
by how many
Geelong.
points was that?
Yeah,
About
22.
22 point 1911, 125 to 16-7, 103. What a performance by Collingwood.
Yeah, I mean, Geelong are winning at halftime, but a little bit like the Crows in a way here that they only kicked 4 goals after halftime, Geelong, to Collingwood's 10. Collingwood went on a mad run, and yeah, they didn't stop, and they were relentless against Geelong, the reigning premiers. So there's a lot of excitement around Collingwood, man. Some good performances. I mean, Dacos is just continuing his form from last year with 35 disposals. I think he got best on ground. His brother Josh Dacos had just a good game as well. Look, and Collingwood dominated the posies, man. Dominated the footy. And when you dominate the footy like that, you can tell, especially in this round when we go through those games, that team won. So,
yeah,
I mean, De Goey, 3 goals. Bobby Hill, 3 goals. Already made an impact. But they got so many goal kickers, Collingwood. It's spread out, so I feel like they don't have that. They don't have that one guy that they try to get 4 or 5 goals out of. It's a spread of goal kickers.
Yeah.
So, look, even Mitchell kicking a couple in his first game. They look good, man. They look good. They look strong down back.
Yeah, they did. They actually did look good. They made Geelong look a bit slow, I reckon. What do you reckon?
They did, man. Collingwood were relentless.
Like their ball movement was so quick.
Yeah, and their efficiency was really good, 76%. Geelong's was only 70%. So not just
Do you think having, like we talked about it last week? Do you think Selwood not being there is an issue? Like it's a big loss to have. He's a big. What do you think?
The influence and the experience. The influence and the experience is a big loss for sure. But I don't know. It's just I think Geelong come up against the wrong team in round 1. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not writing Geelong off yet, but I think the Collingwood just too good on the day.
Yeah, I liked, the way they moved the ball, man, just really fast. Nick Dacos off the halfback flank, just another one. Like a lot of the games that were won this weekend was a lot of run from the back line, heaps of run from the back line, and that's how they generated score, and they've got use the guts as well. So yeah, he's amazing, man, and he's gonna take a lot to stop. Yeah, he was good. Who was that other guy in the forward line? He was really good too. The Aboriginal fella. What was his name?
Bobby Hill.
Yeah, Bobby Hill. How good was he?
Yeah, another GWS player to leave. He was good, man, and he's like an X factor for them already. So
he was.
Yeah, man.
He was. So
even the big fella Cox did well. Yeah. Good performance.
Good performance, and they're going to be hard to beat at the MCG. I'm telling you what, very hard to beat. So I can see them. I can see them becoming the top team. To tell you the truth, like if they don't get any injuries, it was upsetting to like seeing Jeremy Howe break his arm. That was a bit. I mean, you saw it live. So
would that be the season for a broken arm?
I don't know, but that's a big loss, man. He sets them up good back there as well,
Yeah.
So it's a big loss for them as well. But I think they can cover it. But
Geelong still top 4.
Well, you just saw the template how to beat them. So I don't think Geelong's going to win it this year. I just don't think they have
top 4. Yes.
Well, look, it's hard.
No. Yeah, yes or no?
Yes or no? Geelong?
Top 4.
No.
Right.
No. I think I had him in my top 4 last. I reckon I had him in my top 4 last week. But after seeing him play, I reckon they're still going to make the 8. But I don't think they'll finish top 4. What I saw this week of other teams, I don't know. It's hard to tell, man. Like, you got to wait until like round 10, 12 to really gauge it. But, right now, I think they're definitely beatable. Definitely beatable. So, they look more potent last year with Selwood in there. Yeah, I mean, Dangerfield was okay, but I didn't really take much notice of him. Did you?
No. He actually did all right. Got 22 posies and a goal, but he wasn't tackling. He only got 1 tackle in the game. Normally he's harder at it than that.
I can't really remember like the call saying Dangerfield. So,
yeah. All
But
right. Well,
but
moving on.
we'll move on. We'll move on to the next game that I actually watched. This game, it was an interesting game. It was the Kangaroos versus the West Coast. Here we go. So I've got the graphic up. So the Kangaroos actually beat the West Coast Eagles 87-82. It was a game played in quarters, or different halves. Like, so momentum shifted a lot, especially at the end. West Coast came back a lot, and they could have pinched it at the end, but
They
North
just got
Melbourne did
run.
really well. Lucky 6 goals. That new guy,
Cheezel,
Cheezel, Sheasel got
34 touches.
34
Yeah.
touches. I mean, that's amazing. He just signed a contract extension, so there's no I'm leaving like Horn Francis. Like, he's locked in there. Yeah, man.
David Juniak played well. Zeeble
Oh,
played
he
well.
was great. David Juniak, far. How good is he?
He's a good player, man.
Like in the clinches, he was under
Mm.
every pack, got the ball out. He was really good. So
But it's hard to judge these two teams playing against each other. You know what I mean? So
it is.
you both fancy these teams to be down in the ladder.
Don't at me
So
reckons. Don't at me reckons. North for the flag and GT23. Move on quickly, please, because apparently I think West Coast is his team. I don't
well, you
think.
don't know, you don't know where these two at was to they play better opposition really. So
Did the West
West Coast
did
West
West
Coast
Coast? Sorry, go.
could have won. They could have snatched it. It was good to see Allen back. He kicked a couple goals. But yeah, there's a lot missing in both these teams really still. So
There is,
yeah,
but with West Coast, do you think they were bad luck? I reckon they improved a little bit from last year. Like, they look like they moved the ball a bit better.
yeah. West Coast are a type of side. They're not going to be down for years like the other teams get stuck down there.
They still had some good players in there, man. West Coast. They still had like Sheed.
Yeah,
They had they had they had
the
Shuey.
problem is
Oscar Allen was all right up forward.
the problem you got is you got Hearn who's 35, you got Shuey who's 32, you got Gaff who's 30. You know what I mean? You got all these experienced players. They're getting older,
Yeah, that's right.
so
Yeah,
they're just bleeding new players. It's going to be one of those up and down seasons for West Coast. But yeah, I wouldn't. I'll be surprised to see him anywhere near the 8 this year.
yeah. Well, it was
Yeah.
it was a good win for North Melbourne though. Like, Larky's kicking 6. As you said, there's
Yeah,
other names, and there's light at the end of the tunnel for North Melbourne. I think.
I mean, if this game was played in West Coast, West Coast probably win. So
Yeah.
yeah, you don't know. So
Don't at me reckons Tim Kelly ruined his career at West Coast.
yeah, where did he come from? Geelong? Was it Geelong?
He came from no, he came from no.
I think he came from Geelong.
Yeah, I think he did.
And they win a flag and he wins a spoon.
That's right.
No, he didn't win a spoon. Did he?
Yeah, I
We'll
think
move
he's,
on.
I think he's out. I think he injured himself, so he's not playing this week. I don't think.
Well, shall we move? Shall we move on to the next game? And I'll just stay silent, and you can talk.
The next game is the greatest game of the round. The game of the round, in my opinion. A bit biased there, but it is the Port Adelaide Football Club versus the Brisbane Football Club, 126-72. What a game! What a start! What a debut from our debutants, Horn Francis, Rioli. I mean,
Did he do anything?
I'm speechless. I don't even know what to say. Like, it was that good. Like, people say, "Oh, that second quarter they
Rioli kicked
dropped the
3
ball,"
goals.
but I mean, the free kick count was 27-3. So, like, I'm not saying the free kicks weren't there. We're playing a very aggressive style of footy, so the free kicks were there. But once Brisbane got momentum, they got the game on their terms a little bit on that second quarter, and then basically we said no. Halftime comes, we said nah.
I mean,
We're not taking this, and bang, we just went bang. They couldn't touch the ball, Johnny. They could not
yeah,
touch the ball.
listen to these stats. 405 disposals to 264. 150 contested possessions to 116.
We smashed them.
250 uncontested possessions to 130. And you kept the players like Neil and Dunkley to 20 and under.
Yeah, we smashed them in the middle. And don't let me say it's a snore fest, but that's just a crow supporter saying that. But I'm telling you now, it's one of the most exciting games I've watched of Port Adelaide in a long time, since like maybe 2014. Just that excitement. Horn Francis, my goodness, is he a gun? He was
25
fending off Lockie Neal with ease, like he was nothing. This
So
guy's
can we put this game down to a fluke?
well. I mean, I don't think so. I think they played bloody brilliantly, but
Don't at me. Do you reckon it's a fluke? Might have been a
no,
fluke.
of course, you're going to say that. You're Crow supporters. Of course, you're going to say that. I don't think the stats are not a fluke. Like those stats are damning. So
Yeah, they're pretty bad. It's embarrassing for Brisbane, I know.
And Brisbane's touted as a contender. They're not a shit team, by any means. So we smashed them.
Yeah.
Also, Rioli played really well up forward for us. The only downside I would say is Georgiadis. He just could not kick a goal. Like the guy's got no confidence at all. He needs to get his confidence back. I don't know if he has to go back to the twos or whatever. But other than that, every player did its part. Ryan Burden off the back line. That's what I was saying about the backline players, the halfback flankers. He was just running through like the middle, just easy. Like it was just good to watch, man. It was like a bit of a statement. Like, Hinkley's last year, supposedly, when you've got nothing to lose, well, he's got everything to lose, but like he might as well just go out with a bang. Mate, they played for him. Even our forward line, like Charlie Dixon, he missed a few, but he got a few as well. So he was marking the ball. He did give away a 100-meter penalty, and that's what got Brisbane back in the game. But after half time, that got rectified, what another player, like we were talking last week about Lysette, how slow he was. Man, how fast he looked. He looked like a different player, man, than what we were watching the other day. So it's good to see, man. He was great in the ruck. How good was he in the ruck? I couldn't believe it. So very exciting. Now, we'll talk about the Collingwood Port game coming up, but if they beat Collingwood, the lid's coming off, man. The lid's coming off. All right.
I mean, you guys had heaps of scoring shots, didn't you? 18 goals to 18 behinds.
Yeah, like if we had scored, like the game should have been over at quarter time. We were all over them. They didn't touch it, and then they got back into the game a bit in the second quarter, and they actually were ahead of us. But I mean, if you saw the free kick count, but we were playing a really hard footy, like so. You know what it's like, man. I told you this before, like, and I'll tell it to the John's face tells he loves Chris stories. KP, welcome to the chat. But listen. So,
Hey, do you reckon it's a fluke? I reckon it's a fluke.
nah, you're a fluke, mate. Look at you. Look at those glasses. Look, what I'm telling you is this. Okay, like if you watched the preseason games, we played nothing like that at all. Like where so I'm guessing that the way I look at it is maybe Hinkley goes, go play shit in the preseason game, so then we can catch everyone off guard in the real season. And maybe that's what happened. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's a theory that I've come up with. But because if you watch the preseason games, there's nothing. There's actually it doesn't look like the same team. So well done, Port Adelaide, and all you Crows supporters. I'm sorry, but we're back, baby. We're back.
Right. So that's enough blowing smoke up Port's bum.
How about Brisbane? What about Brisbane? What do you think of them?
Pretenders. So Port making the 8?
If they play like that, they will.
Yes or no?
What, after round 1? You're going to ask me now?
Yeah, yes or no?
I'll say yes after that performance.
Brisbane making the top 4?
I still think they'll win a lot of games at home, and I think they're going to bounce back. I don't think they're a bad side. I think they're a good side, but they lack, like who said it last week? They lack a leader, like a real leader.
That's no for the top 4.
No, I reckon they can still make top 4.
No,
but they need to fix their game plan, because the way that they got beat was the way they got beat with Port was very similar to the way they got beat last year when they were really bad. So it's concerning for them, but we'll see what happens. But
I think we picked 3 of the same top 4 in different order, but 3 of them didn't win this weekend. Funny enough.
Well, how about you, man? Do you think Port's going to make the finals now after that?
No.
Okay. And do you think Brisbane will be top 4?
No.
Really? Vret on Johnny.
No.
All right.
But I'm a man of mystery, I know. Move on.
We've both been very wrong this week, so I hope you're wrong, as I'm saying with Port. So
Melbourne Bulldogs.
I watched this game as well, and
I was at a christening, so I didn't see the Saturday afternoon or the Saturday evening games. So
I watched this game.
It looks like Melbourne smashed them.
Melbourne were on fire, man. Now Melbourne were like just all over them. Too good. Bulldogs were Hess.
They had the same amount of disposals, but the efficiency was way better in Melbourne. It was 76%.
They just got a hold. It's found it was, and then I watched Grundy and Gawn. They worked really well. The way they did that was, he would go on the ruck and he would go in the forward line. I'll just swap and Grundy was great in the forward line, I think.
Yeah, they both kicked goals.
So
Grundy got one, Gawn got a couple.
That's right. So, oh my God, we've got a few in the chat, man. Jimmy T's back in there.
Yeah.
Argentina won the World Cup and lost the first game, so maybe Brisbane aren't pretenders. That's what KP reckons. If my grandmother had wheels, she would be a bicycle, Team Adelaide reckons.
KP's got a soft spot for Brisbane, I'm telling you.
He does.
Yeah,
maybe not. She might be a car. I don't know what that means. That's how Port is going to go this year. That's what Team Adelaide reckons. New coach, if the Crows keep losing. Don't at me. Jimmy, we'll get to the Crows. Nix will be sacked next week. Malcolm Blight will take over and we'll win a premiership. I love these Crows people, man. You guys are funny. But anyway, getting back to the D. So the Dogs didn't have anything, man. Like, they looked flat-footed all the time. The Bont didn't really do much. They just didn't look like their midfield just got spanked, and Oliver and Petrarca were just running right in there. So
I didn't tip them out of the 8 this week because I feel like I don't know where Bulldogs are at. They seem to have good players, but they don't play good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know, that's right. So
but the same old usual suspects for Melbourne with Oliver and Petrarca dominating, man. So
it was look. Melbourne's performance was clinical. Like, Cozzy Pickett was awesome. He's got rubbed out now for 2 weeks. He took out a player. But if you bump like that, you're gonna get taken out. So that's a big loss heading into Brisbane this week. But he's a big, like, they're gonna miss him this week. So big loss for for Melbourne, but they still didn't have Fritsch. Who's the guy down back? The guy from Gold Coast. What's his name? I
For
can't
who,
remember.
sorry?
For Melbourne, like they were missing players. Fritsch
Oh,
wasn't playing, and the guy that played for Gold Coast in the back line. What's his name? Day. No. Sam Day? No.
oh yeah, yep. Yeah, I
I
think it is
can't.
Day.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I think it is Day.
So they're missing a few players as well. So even
No,
like
Sam May. Sam May.
yeah. So like even like with people, those guys missing, they're good players. They're still looking amazing. So they can go all the way, man. I did tip them to win the
Yeah,
premiership.
well,
So
yep. So you tip Bulldogs to make the 8. Are they still making the 8?
um,
Yes or no?
no, you
No. Melbourne
no.
top 4?
Yeah, Melbourne top 4 easily. Melbourne top
Yeah.
4, man. They look primed, mate. So next game. Can we go next game?
So Sydney doesn't look like they did have a hangover, did they?
No, man. So they played
Ah,
Gold. I mean, they played Gold Coast. So Gold Coast is historically not a good team, but
historically
uh,
not a good team.
um,
forever,
uh,
forever, forever known as yes.
yeah. Have you got any stats there? Heaney looked like he had a good
Yeah, so
game.
look,
I think I think watched a little bit of this game.
49-point winners to the Swannies. Warner got top posies. Lloyd looks like he's back to his best, got 28, but they spread it, man. Gordon played well. Parker is good as usual, but they dominated, man. Witts played really well in the ruck, but wasn't enough. Miller wasn't that good, but I think he's coming back from an injury. But yeah, hard to. I think you tipped Gold Coast for this game, man. So, what was your thoughts going into this game by tipping the Gold Coast?
I just thought, Gold Coast made improvements last year, and I thought that Sydney would be on a hangover, and I just thought it's their time. Like this is a statement game, like to.
But they
to
lost ranking and they
yeah, I
didn't
know they
really
did.
get anyone.
Yeah, I know. I don't know, man. I just thought, but I tipped with my Hess brain, so
Yeah, yeah.
never again. We've got a quick question here by a guy called Natas. Why won't the Bulldogs make the 8? He's asking.
Their good players aren't playing good. They haven't been playing good for quite a while, and I think there's a lot better teams that are going to fit that 8. I'm biased with the Crows, even though I say they'll go in the 8, but they more than likely won't go in the 8. But you got teams like, I believe Carlton are better than them, Melbourne are better than them, Brisbane I think are better than them, Collingwood and Geelong are better than them, Richmond are better than them. So I just can't see where the Bulldogs are getting into this 8. I'm sorry. I do like the Doggies. I tipped them last year to do really well, and they really disappointed me. So,
Yeah, yeah.
and I
No,
think they're weaker this year than last year. So, yeah.
I agree with everything John said. So Natas, welcome to the chat. Like, share, subscribe. If you haven't already, let me just find a subscribe button. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah. So So anyway, going back to the Sydney Swans and the Gold Coast. So Buddy is rubbed out now for 2 games. I think he knocked some player out again. So
Franklin played.
huh?
He did. I didn't realize Franklin played.
Yeah, he played, and Sydney have got guns, man. They got guns players. So
He's 36 years old. Jeez.
it's a good start, man. After a grand final loss like they had, it's a good start for Sydney. So
Yeah, yeah.
you got to be happy with that. If you're a Sydney Swan supporter, they can pretty much go the way. They got some gun players, and those youngsters now are getting into becoming men. So yeah, they're not going to be easy to beat. They're going to be a tough opponent, whoever plays up against them. And Gold Coast, I
Sydney,
don't know.
Sydney top 4.
I reckon still not top 4. I reckon The top 8, not.
Top 8.
I reckon. Yeah, I think they're not as good as top end, but they're good though. They're good enough to get there, but I don't think they'll make it.
Gold Coast bottom 4.
Nah, I reckon like just above that.
Yeah.
And like the writing's on the wall for Stewie Dew, eh? Like,
Yeah.
what do you do, man? Like, hurry up. That club, like, it's just Gold Coast, man. Like, it's
They're
never.
a basket cap. They're a
Yeah, I
basket.
just like they've never gone into a final series ever. You know,
They should have. They should have not. Don't worry about the Gold Coast team. They should have done a Tasmanian team. You
Well,
know what I mean?
they're gonna do that apparently now. So yeah, but Buddy did. Yeah, don't at me reckons. Buddy loves a scalp. Yeah, like he took out a player. He's done it before, and he only got I think only a week or two. So, what do you think of the bump? Do you think the bump is we shouldn't
The
eliminate
bump?
the bump? Like just like how people hip and shoulder. Do you reckon that's good for the game, or what's your
Yeah.
stand?
Definitely.
You like it?
No, definitely. I love a good hip and shoulder. You just can't front bump people like McAdam did, like my boy. You know what I mean? He charged him. You know what
He
I mean?
murdered him. He murdered him, man.
He murdered him, man. You can't do that. If you go shoulder to shoulder, that's that's fine. That's part of footy.
Well,
You can't stamp that out.
Well, talking about the next game is the GWS versus the Crows. So I want your honest take on this game, man, because like you are a big Crow supporter. I want you to tell me what happened. Why did you lose? I want to hear what excuses the Crow supporters out there have. So it was 106 to 90. That was a 16-point loss. Look, I watched the game. I thought Crows looked really good in that first half. They moved the ball really quick, like very quick off the back line. Rankin looked good. The forwards looked good. And GWS was shell-shocked. And, I was working night shift that night, so I was going to sleep. I didn't get to watch it. And then I woke up, tried to call Johnny to see how it was, and I'll check my messages, check the score, and I just started laughing. So, not laughing because of the Crows, just laughing at Johnny G because I knew he said that they were going to be top 7. I was just laughing. Like, in the car, I'm driving, I was just laughing. But Johnny G, what happened to the pride of South Australia? What happened to them? Like, why did they capitulate?
I'll tell you what happened to the pride of South Australia, man. That we let them win, man. We fought sorry for GWS. It was a hot day, that we actually hurt them too much. They were down to one person on the bench. We started to feel a bit guilty. So, in honesty, we stopped playing at halftime. As simple as that. We were in cruise control until halftime, and then after halftime, it was all GWS. And even GWS was getting crippled by how rough we were with them. They were going down like flies, and yet they still dominated us in that second half. So that's something Nix is going to have to be worried about there. And it's the same sort of scenario with the Geelong and Collingwood game, this game, that Crows couldn't touch the ball after halftime. And, they only kicked they kicked 4 goals at half in the second half to GWS's 11 goals. So, and what can I say, man? First game for the Crows is a learning curve for them. Hey, man, look, Port got to play at home first round. We had to go all the way to Sydney. Okay, you got to relax,
mate. We've been playing away from home the last, I don't know, maybe 4 years. We haven't had a home game since like 2018. Round 1.
I think
so.
Everyone's underestimated GWS as well. I think they're better than what people think.
They are. I mean, Toby Green had a great game, man, and I was watching it.
Toby Green and Tom Green played really well.
Oh yeah, and Caniglio was great in the middle, man, really good. And even Jesse Hogan, man, scored a goal. I saw him score a goal. I told you he played for GWS. You said he played for Freo, remember?
Yeah.
But I got a few in the chat. Don't at me's like, 100%, Johnny. Turned a few of our goons inside out because we felt terrible. Come on, man. To me, it shows Crows are not fit enough. That's what Jimmy T reckons. Don't at me reckons. Didn't even get out of the third gear, he reckons. Don't at me.
You know, it was a really hot day in Sydney that day.
It was,
really
but GWS had to still play in hot day as well. So
yeah, I know, but I reckon they're acclimatized more to that Sydney weather. You know, it was unfair.
what are you talking about, man? We have hot weather here too.
No, it was unfair, man.
Was unfair?
Yeah.
Anyway, so
they had more free kicks than us too, man.
Did they? Well, look, man. Look. You got Jimmy T reckons they should go 4 quarters heat, no excuses. Like Jimmy T is throwing out the gauntlet, man. He is upset. You can tell. So
Jimmy T is ruthless, man.
He's ruthless, and KP saying Knicks is shit. If your team can't come out after halftime, it's one person's fault, the coach. So he's blaming the coach.
Kerry hates Knicks, man.
Like, if these performances keep happening, right? Just say.
It's his second season, man.
What do you mean second? No, it's not.
Isn't it second?
No, man. He's been there since 2020, I reckon.
Maybe it is third.
No, this is his 4th season, bro.
2023, man. 20, 21.
22? 23. Nah, it's his 4th season.
20, he started in 2020?
Yeah, so 20, 21, 22, and then 23. This is 4th season. Don't at me would let us know. Yeah, so don't at me reckon it's his 4th.
It's his 4th.
So, and don't at me reckons that Tex needs to take on the coach's role. That's what don't at me reckons. Whether is Hess GT23 reckons, and this is his 4th. His 4th what? Oh yeah, his 4th. Yeah, his 4th year. So 23 years. Yeah, but it's his 4th season, Jimmy. It's his 4th season as a coach. So
So he has to start putting better results.
I think he can probably. There's excuses for him this year to play. You know, not make finals and shit. But next year, I reckon it's do or die, man. So KP reckons a coach's job is to lift the team, make sure they aren't complacent after halftime in any sport. John knows this apparently. I think John didn't like this thing that I call loser denial. So
look, we lost by 16 points. Everyone's losing their minds. Okay, let's relax. Round 1, we're going to make the 8, boys. All right, relax.
But it's not about you losing. It's about the way you lost. Like, you were up 5 goals, and you
wait. I mean? This week we're gonna knock off Richmond, and you guys are going to lose to whoever you're playing. Colin was going to. You know what I mean? So forget about it.
Hey, you said Brisbane going to smash us too, man. You did say that.
I want to see next week's thumbnail of a Port player crying on
there. Well, you know, I still got to play the graphics, so I'll play it one more time, guys. So Johnny is a
Is it her?
How am I losing? My team lost doesn't mean I'm the loser.
Yeah, you're a loser, man. Like you're part of the Crows, man. You're a supporter. You know, you are there.
You tip the Crows too, man. You're a loser.
Oh, of course, I know. In the tipping, I'm a loser, but as a supporter that follows Port, I'm a winner. Do you understand? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
You got part Crow in you, man. You should be upset.
Oh yeah, right. There's no Crow in you, man.
Well, can we just quickly do these last 2 games because they're yes.
All right, so the Hawks versus Essendon was a Hess fest. Good to see. It was 124-65. Good to see Tip and Woody back. He was a highlight when he came on.
What's wrong with him? Did he have mental health?
I don't know what happened. So
I think it was mental
I'm
health.
not sure. I'm not sure what happened, but Tip and Woody came back. I did watch the game. Hawthorn actually looked good in the first 15 minutes. Like, they were scoring, they were playing really well, and then Essendon just stopped them. So, and then it was all Bombers after that. So
your boy Amon got 20 touches.
Yeah, he played all right. There was a few instances, but he's too soft. Like, doesn't go in hard enough. So,
Parrish and Merritt dominated the midfield by the looks of it.
They did. And, yeah, but the Hawks, look, everyone knows the Hawks are going to be shit this year. Yeah, I saw Wingard scored a killer goal. He was like 2 players on him. I don't know how he got through. He got through and scored a killer goal. That was a really cool highlight. But yeah, that Davey from he's a father-son prospect. He looked really good. He scored a cool goal. I mean, Essendon, man, I don't know Essendon.
Top 8 for Essendon or what?
Nah.
Nah.
Hawthorn, dude, you can't, dude. You wait till Essendon plays Collingwood or a or Melbourne. Forget about it. All right, forget about it.
Did I tip Hawks for bottom? I reckon I might have.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
So, and then the next game, I actually watched this one in interest because I do like Freo and the Saints, and I want to see how Ross line went. But Freo were shit. We're Hess. 67, St Kilda to 52, the Dockers. This game was like, I mean, you know how we talked about Richmond and Carlton, how the skills are so shit, so Hess.
That's what Lyon wants. He wants scrappy, doesn't he?
Yeah. Well, Lyon didn't have much choice. Like, he had a lot of players out, right? A lot of his big players were out. He coached so well that Fremantle could not even do anything. So Fremantle, Fife was cardio like bad. Like he was so
he got 9 touches. That's it.
Oh, they put him in the forward line. He can't score. He can't shoot goals, man. He just can't. You got to put him in the middle, man. In the middle. That's where he is a beast. In the middle, not in the forward line. He might rest up there here and there, but you need to have him in the middle, man. So, GT23 reckons that they should be calling him the crap mantle or Hess mantle. Hess
mantle skill.
I was talking to KP today. I go, you can like replace any word with Hess, and it makes sense.
Well, I think you had Fremantle in the top 8, so they're still in the top 8.
No, not after that performance. No. They're in big trouble, man.
I told you, man. I told you, Freo, yes.
They look without David Mundy in the middle. I'm telling you now, man. They struggled, and I don't know how they're going to score. There's no who's going to score for them. Like they struggled to score, 7 goals in their first game. Like
Schultz.
Schultz is a small forward, man. He's I just don't think I can see them rising this year, man. If they got to pull something out of their ass.
Philippe kicked the goal.
Who?
Philippe kicked the goal.
Yeah, he did. But now Freo is they're in trouble, man, and I just don't think they have the same, especially without Lob in the front half. I just don't see them. They got some really good midfielders and stuff, but just shit footy, man. Just really shit. I reckon that was the worst game to watch, like as skill wise. That game, But I mean, all credit to St Kilda, man. I mean, they bought it, man, and they had a lot of youngsters playing for them. But they did what they had to do. They played a very good defensive game. That's what Ross Lyon brings, is defensive pressure and that. And it was good, man. It was good for them. I'm happy that St Kilda won for them, but Freo was very disappointing. Very disappointing. And Nat 5, get the fuck back into the midfield, man. Get out of the forward line. You can't score goals, man. You can't score goals. So
it was a good round. It was a good round. It's good to have footy back. So
it was a good round, and I got the ladder here, so we'll go through the ladder quickly. So the Bombers are on top.
Let's not go for the ladder.
Sydney Swans, Melbourne, Port, St Kilda. The Crows are down the bottom, it's the 12th, but they belong. Hawthorn are down the bottom. Port top 4. That's what we want to see. GWS are in 7th. I mean, the ladder doesn't really reflect much now. So, but that's the ladder, guys. And before we go on, before we go on, make sure you check out our merch, guys. hfdmerch.myspreadshop.com.au. You got Jimmy T. Have you seen Jimmy T mugs? We've got hoodies. We got polos. We got hats. We got everything you need there. Go support us, guys. Go buy a t-shirt. Go buy a hoodie. You look really good in it. We'd love to know that you guys are wearing them. So anyway, round two. Round two, my friend.
We're just going to have a quick tip on them all.
Let's go with them and just quick tip, quick comment, and then we'll close it up. So you got on the Thursday night. This is a game that
I'd say round two looks very hard to tip.
Some games are. So this game here is very hard to tip. You got the Carlton Blues versus the Geelong Cats.
At the MCG.
Oh, at the MCG.
Both teams haven't won a game.
No, so...
But Carlton, I reckon, look better. It's hard.
Hey, what do you do, man? Oh, look, let me just say, because...
all I can say, I'm leaning towards Carlton.
Look, let me just tell you, guys, before we tip, we're not going to say this is our ironclad tips because we wait for the teams to come out.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go Carlton. I like the way they played, and I think the Cats are on a bit of a down spiral.
I'm leaning towards Carlton at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they can do it with their running carry, and I think they can do it.
They look good.
But we'll see what happens.
Might be the Guernsey that makes it look good.
Maybe. All right, the next one is another hard one. Up at the Gabba, the Brisbane Lions versus the D's.
Brisbane have to win this now, don't they?
They do, man. And you got no Cozzy Pickett playing for Melbourne, so he's out. Does that make Melbourne vulnerable in the middle?
I think you can't trust Brisbane, man. They were disgraced against Port, who think Port, are at that point where I don't think Port are a top 8 side, and yet they got done by them. You know what I mean? So I'm leaning towards Melbourne, man.
You're losing the plot, man. Top 8 all the way.
I'm man.
I don't know. Can they win without Cozzy Pickett? Can they win? And Brisbane are gonna want to. They're gonna be filthy, man. Like they lost that game, so are they gonna be?
If this was in Melbourne, you'd pick Melbourne, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I mean?
Like
the gap is the only thing. The gap is the only thing is what we're throwing a spanner in the works.
Don't at me reckons Melbourne.
Well, I'm leaning towards Melbourne at the moment.
I reckon I'm going to go Brisbane just because
they have to win.
They have to win. They're desperate.
They have to win.
Desperate. They're home. If they don't win that one.
Yeah.
Sandro's in the chat. Go the D's. How are you, Sandro? Good to see you, buddy.
Go the D's. Well, we're leaning towards the D's, Sandro. So.
Yeah. All right. Next game is my mob. Collingwood versus Port Adelaide Football Club.
I mean, this is shaping up to look like a good game, isn't it?
Well, look, if Port bring what they brought the other week, it's going to be a very close game. Now, can they be consistent enough and bring that again? I don't know. But
they both can't dominate the ball. One of them's going to dominate more.
Well, I think we've got Boak coming in, but who comes out for Boak, and also.
But do you bring Boak straight back in? You've got a winning formula.
Don't know, man. I don't know. And then you got McKenzie that got sprained ankle, so he's out. So Jeremy Finlayson is being considered to come in.
Jeremy Howe. No Jeremy Howe, obviously.
No Jeremy Howe.
I'm going Collingwood here. That's probably one of my locks already of the week.
Yeah. Well, you said that about Brisbane last week, so, you know.
I'm not going to put Collingwood in my bet for one of the legs anyway.
For me, look, I'm trying to win money here, right? So I'm trying to be smart about it. Like, if I wasn't, I'll tell you right now, if we went playing for money, I'll be playing Port.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you're going to pick Collingwood. You soft man.
Why am I soft?
Yeah, you've been raving about Port for the last 2 hours, and now you're going to pick Collingwood.
No, that's not what happens, man. That's not what happens. So basically, no, what happened? No,
Chat. Can you hear this bloke?
No. I'm just. It's purely because they're playing at the MCG. Purely. If this was played at the Adelaide Oval, I'd be picking Port Adelaide. Now, I'm trying to win money here, right? So you got to go against your team sometimes. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope Port wins. I really do. Like the other day, I really hope they win. I don't care, but I think Collingwood might be a bit too strong for them at the MCG at this point in time. But prove me wrong, Port Adelaide. Prove me wrong. You prove me wrong against Brisbane. If you play like that, if Horn Francis gets a hold of it, watch out. But then you got Dacos on the other side. If they can stop Dacos' run, mate, it's going to be a cracker game. So, look, you can call me soft, whatever. What? So do you do the same? Do you pick the Crows every round?
No, not every round.
Yeah, well, there you go, man. So there you go.
Mm.
Chris is still in honeymoon mode with Port. How am I in honeymoon mode?
You are, man. You're blinded by one game.
I'm not, man. I've picked Collingwood. How am I blinded?
It was a fluke, man.
Mate, you're a fluke. The fucking fluke. At least I got some bloody some Port supporters in here. Sandro, mate, help me out here, man. There's all bloody Crow supporters in here.
Adelaide Oval, we got the afternoon game, the Crows versus Richmond.
Oh, gosh.
I reckon it's 50-50.
I'm going to be going Richmond for this one.
Look, you think I'm nuts. I'm leaning towards Crows. I want to see the ins and outs. But Crows play well against Richmond at Adelaide Oval. So, I'm leaning towards the Crows, even though we lost. Richmond didn't win either. So
Don't At Me reckons Crows by 60 plus. Are you insane?
I reckon maybe 40.
40?
Damn right, maybe.
Did you watch Richmond play last week?
You know what's unfair about this game? Richmond played on a Thursday. They've had a week and 2 days more rest and prep. And the Crows played the Sunday. We got 6 days.
Go the Tiger.
There's a 3-day difference.
Yeah. It's a bit upsetting. It's a bit upsetting, but
it's unfair, man. It's unfair. We should play
It's not really. Like, you guys should be fair players. There are going to be times where you have more of a break than they do.
We should be playing like North Melbourne or St Kilda or Hawthorn. Someone shit, man.
Well, I'm going to go Richmond. I just think they're a bit aside at the moment, and
100% KP is going Richmond.
For Richmond, they kicked 50. Yeah, all right. They only kicked 58 points. All right, but the Crows only kicked what? Was it 70 points?
90.
All right. You guys are on drugs, man. You think Crows are going to beat Richmond? All right. Don't At Me's like 90-58 easy win. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Bulldogs versus St Kilda. Bulldogs are favourites here, man. How the fuck are Bulldogs favourites after that performance?
Because St Kilda's got a lot of youngsters in there.
St Kilda could shut them down like they shut down Freo here. Easy at Marvel.
They could. I'm still going to go Bulldogs just because they got the better list. But that's a tough one, isn't it, that one?
Yeah, I'm leaning towards Saints at the moment, but don't say, hey, Johnny said Saints and he tipped Bulldogs in the tips, and you go, why? So I'm leaning. You know what leaning is? I'm leaning.
It's like you're the leaning tower of Pisa.
I'm leaning towards the Saints. Okay.
I'm leaning towards the Dogs more, but I could go back to St Kilda. We'll see. But yeah, KP reckons that he always picks the Crows in in tipping, no matter what.
KP,
He's a crazy guy.
KP's a legend.
That's why he never wins. That's why we'll never win in tipping.
We can only win a tipping comp if the Crows are good.
Oh shit! Wait. The Crows are tanking. They want to win the showdown because of our prison bars. That's what they reckon. Yeah, it's true. We've already won the showdown, Sandro. Take it easy, man. You already won the showdown.
I want to know why you made a huff and a puff about prison bars when you guys say you're not connected to Port Adelaide.
When have we ever said we're not connected to Port Adelaide? That was an administration that was like when we first came into the AFL that wanted to have a new identity because they wanted to branch out to more people. That's what they were trying to do. All right. Now it didn't work, so they've gone back to their roots. That's what it is. All right. Now that's just an administration. It doesn't mean the people think that. Not the supporters don't think that. I've never thought that. So
you can't go back, man. You've made a choice.
No, man. I just think you're a.
The who, the her.
Jeez. Lou, there.
I mean, look, Fremantle versus North, Docklands, Optus Stadium. Is Optus Stadium a nice stadium, man?
Hey?
Optus Stadium a nice place?
Who said that for more than 10 years? I didn't say it for 10 years. Who are you talking about? The hierarchy, KP. Who are you talking about, man? They were power. They were trying to make a new identity. Yes, they were.
I can't see.
But it doesn't matter what they were saying. They still got the history, man. It doesn't matter. The history's still there.
What the comments say? Because I'm not reading the comments.
Why are there people that support Port and this? But because they're idiots. Because they can't let go of their pride, mate. They can't go. I guarantee you one thing, mate. If they were called the Magpies in the AFL, there'd be no issues. But because they had to change the nickname and tried to market it differently, oh no, we're not Magpies. It's like, mate, it's the same club. It's the Port Adelaide Football Club. It's been called that since 1870. It's been called that, all right?
Are you guys called Port Power still?
No, we're Port Adelaide Football Club. Port Power was just the nickname. That was just a nickname. It's always been. If you go through history, it's always been the Port Adelaide Football Club. It hasn't been anything else. So I don't know what the confusion is. That's what it's been. Now the SNFL, when we got the bid to go to the AFL, they made the Port Adelaide Magpies Football Club and made two separate clubs, and it confused the shit out of everyone. And then what happened was we merged together afterwards. That's it. There's nothing else.
Did a true SNFL Port Adelaide fans like the Port Power fans?
Hey?
Do you know what I mean? You know, the true-hearted Albion supporters down there, do they follow Port Power?
Albion there. Albion. You sound like you from a Chardonnay sipping supporter. Your English is not very good, man.
I'm tired, man.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
so what's wrong?
Like, there's just people that there's just people that
What's wrong with the Hess blue and the Hess white? Why do you want the prison bars?
What do I want it?
Yeah.
It's just a tradition, man, and that we know it probably riles up Eddie a bit. So it's just a tradition. It's a traditional jumper that we've won a lot of premierships in. So they just want to honor it for the heritage, and that's it. I don't know. Doesn't bother me, man.
You guys are a new club, man.
What? That's what I said. There are Port SNFL fans that hate Power. That's fine. They can hate the Power as much as they want, and they can think that it's not Port Adelaide. But reality is it is Port Adelaide, and that's the reality. You go to the club rooms at Alberton and go have a look. Go ask all the staff, or go ask the president. Go ask the CEO to show you the history books, and you will see that it's the same club. Now, these people didn't like the idea. No, they did not like the idea of us leaving the SNFL and going to the AFL. All right? They didn't like the idea, and they didn't want us to change the Port Adelaide Power. They didn't want the Power name. But we had no choice, mate. The Collingwood were already the Magpies. We had to change.
All right, but what about this, Chris? You know,
It's
you got
like
the Carlton.
it's ridiculous, man. Like
Yeah,
the only
you
reason
know,
the only reason people argue it is because like the administration after they went to the AFL tried to change the way Port Adelaide was so they could attract different fans, right? But it didn't work. So it took a while for that to happen, and that's why we they try to go away from the Magpie and just purely concentrate on power. Now they didn't say that they didn't want nothing to do with the power at the Magpies. They just didn't like they weren't saying it. Now the history they really the people that run the club now they really acknowledge the history. So but the history is always there. You can't
when
deny it.
did,
Go to Alberton if you want to go with me. We'll go together and I'll show you.
yeah, but when did the power come into the AFL?
Hey,
When did the power come into the AFL?
very direct. Easter. I'm a direct guy. They're going. Why is Chris being so assertive? Why is he being? Because I'm sick of it, man. I hear it all the time. This is
Yeah,
it's
Chris,
bullshit, mate.
when did the power come into the AFL?
97. Port Adelaide got the license in 97.
Yeah.
That's it. And they couldn't
So,
be. They couldn't. They wanted.
So technically, you guys are 25 years old club.
We're not. We're
Well,
not. We're not.
but there was a Port Adelaide, Port Magpies, and there was a Port Power. There's two different names, two different clubs.
No, it's just the nickname's different. It's the same club, bro.
You know, like the Collingwoods and Carltons.
That's like saying. That's like saying Collingwood when they entered the AFL in 1990 went the same with the year before when they were the VFL. It's the same. It's the same club, man. It's the same club.
They stayed one club. You guys were separated.
No,
Separated.
we didn't. We weren't. We were the same club. They made another Magpies team after that in the SANFL, which was separate to us. It was called the Port Adelaide Magpies Football Club. It wasn't the Port Adelaide Football Club. Anyway, let's just get on with the show, man. I can talk about this for ages, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, I don't care what any Crow supporter says, or to me, that's my beliefs. And if you don't like it, see you later. That's what I reckon. I don't give a shit, man. You can't. You will not. I'll tell you right now. You know one. I don't care if you say there's facts in front. What facts? You would not get me to change my mind on what I've said.
Your heritage is only 20. Your heritage is only 25 years old, man.
Nah, fuck you.
You never had prison pass before.
We did, man. We did.
All right. Fremantle versus North Melbourne at Optus Stadium.
I have KP. I have only been supporting him since power, but because I was a youngster. I didn't support. It's true. I'm just telling you about I'm just telling you about the history, but people don't understand the history. That's the problem. Anyway, let's continue. What's next?
Fremantle versus North Melbourne.
No, man. I'm not going to back. I'll never back down from this argument. Never. So.
Fremantle versus North Melbourne, Mr. Power.
Where is it? Fremantle versus North Melbourne. All right.
Up the stadium.
Did we talk about the Bulldogs and Saints?
Yeah. We were both leaning. No, you leaning Doggies. I'm leaning Saints.
Oh man, this is a tough game.
How's it tough, man? You're Fremantle at home to North Melbourne.
Hey?
You think North Melbourne have improved that much? They're going to give Fremantle a run and up the stadium? Fremantle at yes Mantle going to lose to the Roos? They're heavily favoured, Fremantle, man. I'm tipping Fremantle. You're a brave man to tip North in the West.
Yeah, I know, but they'll pretty yes. I think Fremantle bounce back this week. I really do.
I mean, they have to at home to North.
And Don't At Me reckons North.
Wow.
So
we'll see. I'll see what you tip in the ESPN Footy Tips, Mr. Dan.
But KP reckons he won't back down from a flat Earth argument either. Hey, I respect that, KP. I do respect that, and
you're hashtag direct, man.
I'm direct, man. Hashtag direct.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a T-shirt now called hashtag direct. I reckon the Dockers bounce back. They have to bounce back at home. They cannot lose to the Shinboners. So
Sydney versus Hawthorn in the SCG, man. Hawthorn look shit, didn't they?
Sydney. This is an easy one. Sydney will absolutely annihilate them.
You reckon it'll be a close game?
No, no. I think it's going to be annihilation, and Sydney will be on top of the ladder by round 2.
Yeah.
That's my
I agree,
prediction.
man. I think that's probably one of the locks of the round.
Yeah, and then the next one, I think it's the Bombers versus the Suns.
I mean, after the first round, it's hard to pick against the Bombers, eh? But you know what? It's one of those games where, you know, Gold Coast could bounce back here, your boys.
Hey, well,
Look, I think Gold Coast are a better team than Essendon, but did Gold Coast come up against the really good Swans and Essendon come up against a really shit Hawthorn? You know what I mean?
yeah. I think Essendon. Where is it? Is it MCG?
Marvel.
Oh, see, Essendon play faster than Marvel. I've got to go Bombers, man, just because of they're at Melbourne, and the Gold Coast Suns did not show me anything on the weekend. So
Yeah, but that's the thing. They come up against the Swannies. You know what I mean? I don't know.
yeah. It's a tough one, but I think I'm leaning towards Essendon. You?
Yeah.
Bombers?
Yeah, leaning.
Yeah. All right. And then the last game of the round, the game
Yes,
that's
Yes, Coast.
Hess Coast versus G Hess Giants. What do you reckon, man?
Hey, man, if GWS play like they played against the Crows, man, they'll win this game.
Well, West Coast didn't. There was some shit parts of that West Coast game against North Melbourne, so I think GWS.
Yeah, I'm leaning GWS, man.
Yeah, same. I think so.
If GWS play like that second half against the Crows, they'll win. They'll win easy.
Yeah, 100%. And I think that's it, man. I think I said GWS.
Well, it's been an emotional round one roundup, man.
It has been,
That's what's so good about the footy, Chris.
that is true, man. It gets you emotional. I love my footy. Now, I know that KP and you love the Man United more and this and that, but I'm passionate about Port Adelaide, and I will defend it to, I'll defend it.
I love footy. Don't get me wrong, I love footy.
Yeah, I mean, we know KP doesn't like it. Jimmy T, who knows what he likes? He's a crazy guy, but you get there's sometimes you got to say what you got to say, and it was a good show. It was a good show. I like being real and direct. #direct.
But what I do remember, Port was a separate team at the beginning, and they changed later down the track, saying we're one club now.
No. That was because there was another SANFL team called the Port Adelaide Magpies Football Club. They were a totally different entity than the Port Adelaide Football Club. Do you understand? So they've joined with them, and then they joined and then said they were one club. You understand?
But what I'm saying, it happened, wasn't that? First, they were two different.
What happened was
they said we're one club. We're one club now.
What happened was in '96 they entered the AFL and there was no more Magpies. So the SANFL goes, oh shit, we want to keep the Magpie name in the SANFL. So they made a composite team called the SANFL Magpies, the Port Adelaide Magpies. It wasn't the Port Adelaide Football Club. It was a different club, right? And what happened then, there was a confusion. There's always confusion. Who's the real Magpies in that, right? Now, what they did in 2013 or whatever, they just brought it in to one, and now it's all together. So that's the truth. But it doesn't matter if you don't believe it or whatever. It doesn't really matter to me because I know what I believe, and that's it. So
#direct is the best.
#direct, man. Hess all the way.
Well, I'm looking forward to footy. And look, guys, stay tuned this week. We're going to have first leg of the 10K challenge coming out this weekend, all right?
Oh, my God. Johnny G's 10K and 10 bets.
10K and 10 bets. It might take us a month, but we're going to get there.
Yeah, it'll come out. What day? What day do you reckon, man?
I have to like the bet, man. I'm not going to just do anything.
Yeah.
So stay
All right.
tuned. Stay tuned to the shorts and the TikTok.
Oh my God, I'm excited
Are
about
we
that.
gonna put it in the Discord as well? We'll put it in Discord as
Yeah.
well.
So don't let me go. The Crows are in my DNA, mate. Port Adelaide. That's how I feel, man. They're in my DNA. So I like people that love their club. Like, even though I don't like the Crows, like, for you to say that, Dane, I mean, I respect that, man. Even though I don't like the Crows, so it's good to have. And I respect people that love their team. Like KP loves Manchester United. Like, he will die for them. You know what I mean? So I respect that, and that's fanatical, but it's nice to see people love their teams. I hate people that give you shit about your team, and then they don't, and then they support another team, and then they don't even pay membership or anything when the other person's
I don't,
paid like for 14 years. Do you know what I mean? That's what pisses me off. Stuff like that. Like,
I
put
don't
put your money where your mouth is. Support your team financially as well, and that's a true supporter. That's what I
yeah. The problem is the Port's membership's way cheaper than the Crows, man.
probably I don't know. You're a money man. Come on, you're going to be making 10 grand in 10 bets. You should be support. Dude. You should be supporting your club, man. That's your club. You should be supporting it.
If I pull off the 10K, we'll buy a membership to the
Man,
Crows. All right?
I've been a member of Port Adelaide since 2009. So that's like 14 years. I've been supporting them. So
Even you
put
stayed a
your
member when
money.
you were
If you like, I understand people like KP that don't follow it much. Fair enough. He doesn't. But he doesn't. He's not expected to go get and buy a membership or anything. But you, that supporter, you're a supporter. You should be out there supporting your club, man. And that
my
goes with
job.
any Crow supporter, any supporters out there. Go support your club, man. Do you know what I mean?
Man. I watch him, man.
You
I
watch
watch
it.
him.
That's all you do, man. That's all you do. Support your club. Support your club, man. Financially, they need your help. I mean, yeah. Last year, I put a line in the sand and said I'm not going to a game after that atrocious prelim. I said no, I'm not going. But I still paid my membership. Paid all year. I gave my ticket out for people to go to watch it. I gave my ticket to my dad, to a lot of people that wanted to go to the games, but I didn't go. Right? And I'm true to my word. I say no. Right? This year is different. I'm going. The new year. Stop saying I don't. I'm not saying that you don't support the Crows, KP. I'm just saying that you're not a big AFL nut like we are. But
He's
you know
attacking
what?
you. KP, he's attacking you, man.
Oh my God, read my chat. I love the Crows. You never read my chat. Which chat, man? If it doesn't matter to you, why are you being... Oh, it does matter to me, man. What do you mean it doesn't matter to me?
Well, what's coming up? We've got the 10K bets. We've got. You guys doing a watch along on Friday night with the Brisbane and Melbourne game?
We are, man. We are. So
Yeah.
we are. I've been supporting them since day dot. I went to the first game. Yeah, I know, man. But you don't like you bag AFL like every day, like all the time. So it's not like you follow it like we do. You hardly watch any AFL. So I'm just saying, like, you're not
I went to both Crows parades when we won the flags.
like. I just think if people want to be supporters, like, they should support the club. So that's what supporting does. You're supporting them. I mean, I know some people can't afford to do that, but I'm just saying, like when people say to me, "Oh, you didn't go last year," I'm like, dude, I paid my fucking membership all year. Like, what'd you do? Nothing. Oh, I just watch TV. I just watch them on TV. Well, you can't say nothing to me, man. I've been paying for. Given Port Adelaide thousands of dollars for like 14 years. You know what I mean? So
I do want to get a new Crows top, actually.
you should, man. See, that will support the club. Buy a Crows shirt. Like, listen to this, right? I'll go to a showdown. This guy, he rocks up in the Adelaide United scarf. Like, how's that supporting the team, man? Like, what kind of supporter are you?
That was an honest mistake because they both scarves were next to each other, and I grabbed my Adelaide United scarf, and I thought it was the Crows scarf. Okay, then I realised at the game it was the Adelaide United scarf.
Yeah. Well, maybe. Hey, look, a lot of the stuff that I said tonight, maybe we can make it into a short and get some crazy people against me.
I bought my son a little Crows beanie, man.
Did you?
Yeah, because I have to corrupt him already, man. He's a Crow.
Yeah, I know not everyone can afford it, but like you can still like donate something,
Will
or
you be okay if your sons are Crows fans?
Upshot's always for Flame Employment. Probably. Hey, my
Would you
friend,
be all
my
right?
no, my son's a Freo supporter.
That's the best.
Yeah, he goes to Andrew goes to Freo.
That's the best.
I know, I know.
Well, it's been a good show, man. I'm looking forward for a wrap up next week, huh?
Yeah, nah. No, but what I'm
But this,
saying,
yeah,
what I'm trying to say,
this is what football's about. CC,
no, but what I'm
the
trying to
emotion,
say is
the emotion.
like I don't mind people not if people can't financially go and buy a membership, that's fine. But don't come up to me and tell me, oh, you're a fair weather supporter because you didn't go last year. Don't come because I fucking pay every
You know,
year, man. That's what I'm
I
trying to
hope,
say.
I hope you're not directing this at me because I think you're a hardcore supporter.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not
Mm.
saying, but if
But I
you've
do
got
think,
if you've got money and you love your club, like if you can afford to do it, you should buy a membership. That's what I think. If you love your club enough,
it's a lot of money, man.
it is, mate. I pay every year, mate. I got 4 kids, bro. How do I do it? I'm not saying that everyone can do it. I'm just saying, like, you can buy like the cheap. You didn't even have to buy a seat. Just I'm a wild supporter. Anyway,
People,
it's been a grand night, and I hope everyone enjoyed the night. If you're brand new to the show, as
you can't wear that.
always,
You can't wear that top, man. It throws me off. All right, just wear neutral colors.
I only wore it because we won. If we don't win, I won't wear it.
Well, that's not supporting your club, man. You got to wear it no matter what, man.
All right. Well, I'm just doing it for you, man. I'm just doing.
You know who's the best supporter? Chris Goff, man. King of the North. Sorry.
Yeah, but he goes to the games. He goes to all the games.
Yeah, but he's a Freo supporter in Perth, and then he comes to Melbourne. He's a Carlton and Richmond, and how many other teams he goes for?
Hey,
How many teams does Chris go for?
Chris goes for Port when he comes here. He goes for Carlton when he's in Melbourne. He goes for Freo when he's in Perth. He's an NRL guy, so.
So tell me what supporters there.
Hey? Connection. But I used to go to Crows games, man, right? No, sorry. I used to go to Port games when we were shit.
I know.
When we were shit. When there was like tarps there. No one talked about the tarps tonight. This is funny, but I used to go to Port games when there was 12,000 people there, man. So how am I a bandwagon supporter is beyond me.
He's trying to rise you up, man. All right.
Nah, that's all right, man. I know. It's all good. It's all good. I love KP. I love KP, man. I love him.
He's trying to rise you up.
Tarps are wild. They are wild. Look, I've got a tarp. I sleep under a tarp, man. That's how much I love it. And it's got like the Port Adelaide sign there. So. Anyway,
I hope we need a Port. Someone from the Port club to watch you rant about how good they are, man.
I should be like a
You be that spokesperson in a debate where let's get Chris Direct in here to.
I'll be a debater, man. I'll be like, you'd have the Crows hierarchy there and me on this side, and we'll just go at it. So it's all right, man. Look, it's all good banter. It's just sports at the end of the day. But we do love it. We do love it as well. I love 100%. All the even though you guys are Crow supporters and you give me shit, I love you guys all. So it's all good. But yeah, when the Tarps return the Port games, they will say we are Hess. Hey, I'm up for that, man. If I admit in 2011, in those shit years, we were Hess. We were Hess. And you can ask anyone how Hess we were. But difference is we got a new coach. We went to finals the first year. You got a new coach and you went bottom. So that's the difference. That's the difference.
Hey, we won 2 flags. You won 1. All right, so relax.
This year we'll win another door. I mean, Crows finishing 7th. I mean, that's a laugh. Come on, that's a laugh.
We'll see, man. There's like 23 games to go. All right, relax.
These guys are loving the chat, man. These guys are loving it. Anyway, guys, we'll be back. Oh, tomorrow night we'll be back. Tomorrow, for a podcast. We we've got no idea what we're talking about, me and KP. So if you have any suggestions, write them in the comments of this video or write them in the Discord. Let us know what you want us to talk about.
The topic should be: is Port Power 25 years old?
Dude, I don't want to talk about that, man. I just gave you my spiel, man. That's it. I'm done. All you're gonna do is rewind this video and have a look.
Hey,
But
I can accept that. I can accept that the Crows are 33 years old.
you can't accept it, man. Because if you could accept it, you wouldn't be saying that to me.
I'm older than the Crows Football Club. I can accept it.
You're older.
Yeah, we come in the what? 89, 90? When do we go in? 91?
No,
Huh?
you're a crazy guy, man. Calorie. He wants to talk about calorie deficit. Oh my god, here we go. Anyway, guys, so tomorrow night, probably about 7 or 8 o'clock, something like that. We'll be back, me and KP in the studio. So make sure you guys join us. If not, if we don't see you there, we'll be back on Friday night for a watch along. We're doing Geelong versus
No. Brisbane versus Melbourne.
Oh, Brisbane versus Melbourne. So Brisbane versus Melbourne.
I bet you this chat will come up with you and KP about Port Power.
Probably.
In the watch along.
Probably. But,
Yeah.
dude, it is what it is. Everyone's got different opinions. If they want to believe one thing, that's fine. Believe what you want. I won't be changing my belief. So that's it. There's nothing you can do to change my belief. As much as you can throw anything at me, I won't change.
Maybe
So-
one day one day you'll think different. Man.
No, I won't. 100% never will, man. And that's just the way it is, man. And it doesn't. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter really, because we're here at 2023 now. We're just fucking let's play footy. Let's win the cup. That's it.
The showdowns, Crows
That's it.
versus Port Adelaide.
That's it. So you said anything is possible. I did say that. KP's on fire tonight, man. I love it.
He got you right there, bro. You always say anything is possible.
It is. Oh man, I've really put my foot into it now, haven't I? Fucking hell.
All right, chat. That was
Wait. I'm gonna do a quick laugh, man. A quick laugh. No, it's been a good show, guys. Been a good show. Good banter in the chat. We love you guys. Crows, Port, Hess Coast, whatever you guys are, we love you.
And, remember to tip, guys, and
make sure you do your tipping, and good luck in the tips. And we'll see you soon, guys. Take care, stay hunky, and don't forget, take it easy. And Johnny G, like, share, subscribe. There you go. I was like trying to egg him on to say that, but it just wasn't working. So,
what about follow all our social media platforms on the description below?
Oh, Johnny G, man, you've outdone yourself tonight, man. You're a nice guy. You're a wild guy.
And Jimmy T, we need Jimmy T's face back on you at some point, man.
Yeah, we do.
And we need Jimmy T at the Port Power games more often.
We do. No, we don't. No. Please no.
Just get a cutout board of him there somehow. Just have a cutout board of Jimmy at the Port games.
If you're a supporter of any club, it doesn't matter if you're Crows, whatever, and you go to a game with Jimmy T, whatever club if he goes with you, whatever club that you support, they will lose. So,
can you take Jimmy to the showdown on the?
No. You can take him to the showdown with your Crow scarf, and the Crows will lose for sure. 100%. Happens all the time. So guys, just do that. Sorry, Jimmy. It's true.
It's
the Jimmy curse. He even said it, the curse. Anyway, guys, stay hunky. We'll see you next week. See you later, guys. Bye.